If you're a freelancer, an agency owner, or really anyone with a serious side hustle, you know the feeling. You've got one login for a client's Google Ads, another for their Shopify, a third for your own email, and that constant switching back and forth isn't just a little annoying, it's a huge drain on your productivity. Well, today we're going to solve that.
Think about your morning. It's, 10 a.m.? And you've already logged in and out of 3 different Google accounts, toggled between 2 Shopify dashboards, and you probably haven't even had your second cup of coffee yet. Does that sound familiar? Yeah. This isn't just multitasking. It's a full-on digital juggling act, and it's definitely slowing you down.
And look, like most of us, you probably started with the most obvious solution out there, Chrome Profiles. It's free, it's already built into your browser, and for a little while, it works just fine. It's enough. But what happens when enough just doesn't cut it anymore? That's the real question we're diving into today.
So this isn't really just about picking a new tool. It's about making a strategic decision for your entire workflow. So let's break down the core choice that you're facing right at a glance.
Okay, let's just cut right to the chase here. If your biggest problem is keeping your personal YouTube history separate from your work email, Chrome Profiles are your best friend. They're perfect for that. But the moment you need to securely share access with a contractor or manage a dozen different storefronts for a huge project, well, you've just stepped into professional territory. And that's exactly where a purpose-built tool like Sendwin comes in. It really boils down to a choice between simple convenience and professional control.
So let's start on some familiar ground, shall we? For pretty much all of us, the first real attempt to bring some order to the chaos of multiple logins is good old Chrome Profiles.
And hey, let's be fair, Chrome Profiles are fantastic for what they're designed to do. They create this nice, clean, simple wall between your different digital lives. You know, one click, and you're in a completely separate bubble with its own bookmarks, its own history, its own passwords. For basic personal organization, it's honestly a pretty elegant solution.
But here's where the story always takes a turn. What starts out as a super convenient little trick can quickly become a hidden liability, especially as your work starts to scale up. The very simplicity that makes Chrome Profiles so appealing is, you guessed it, also its biggest weakness. And this is where you start to see the cracks. A Chrome profile isn't a fortress. It's more like a picket fence. All the code from every single website you visit is still running directly on your local machine. And even with separate cookies, these super sophisticated tracking techniques like browser fingerprinting can still connect the dots and figure out that all those different users are actually you. But the real deal breaker, the one that stops any growing business in its tracks, there's just no secure way to share access with your team. And this quote right here, it just gets right to the heart of the problem for any team that needs to work together. The only way to give a colleague access is to do the one thing security experts tell you to never do. Just hand over your username and password. That's not just a security nightmare waiting to happen. It's a massive bottleneck for any team that needs to move fast. So if the problem is that you've basically outgrown a consumer tool, the solution is to graduate to a professional one. And this brings us to Sendwin, a tool that was designed from the ground up to tackle these exact challenges of scale, security, and collaboration.
Now, this is the core idea that changes absolutely everything. Sendwin isn't just another browser. You should think of it as a series of remote, disposable browsers that live in the cloud. So with Chrome Profiles, you're basically just putting up dividers in the same room. With Sendwin, every single tab you open is its own completely separate, soundproofed room on a different floor. None of the code from the websites you visit ever even touches your computer. That is a fundamental, game-changing shift in security.
This comparison really lays it all out, doesn't it? While Chrome isolates at the profile level, so the whole window, Sendwin isolates every single tab. That is a way more granular level of control. And look at the security model. Chrome is all about convenience, while Sendwin works on a zero-trust principle, which basically assumes every website could be a threat and keeps it far away from your machine. But for so many people, the real game changer is collaboration. You go from insecurely sharing passwords to sharing a secure temporary link to a live session. That changes the entire game.
And you know, the benefits aren't just about security. They are about raw speed. Just imagine having a dozen client accounts open at the same time, each in its own tab, with zero need to log in and out. According to Sendwin, this kind of streamlined workflow can be up to 80% faster. That's not just a small improvement. That is a massive leap in your productivity.
So, how does this whole secure sharing thing actually work? Well, instead of sending a password over Slack or email, you just send a unique link to a live session. You can even add an extra layer of security by blurring out sensitive info on the page, like billing details. And you are always in complete control. You can set a time limit for how long they have access, and you can revoke it anytime you want. This is what professional-grade access management looks like.
And the pro features, they go even deeper than that. The whole zero trust model means your personal device is totally shielded from any potential malware. Need to do some sensitive testing? Just spin up a disposable browser session that's completely clean and untraceable. Sendwin also actively works to stop browser fingerprinting, making it way harder for websites to link your different accounts together. You can even make it look like you're browsing from different parts of the world, which is crucial for testing localized content. You see, these aren't just features, they're a professional's toolkit.
Okay, so we've looked at both options pretty closely. Now comes the most important part. Figuring out which one is the right fit for you and your specific needs. Let's walk through a really simple framework to help you make that call. Let's be really clear here. Not everyone needs a professional-grade heavy-duty solution. You should absolutely stick with the beautiful simplicity of Chrome profiles if this sounds like you. You're managing just a handful of accounts, maybe like a personal and a work account. You're the only one who needs access, and you're not really dealing with super sensitive data. If that's your situation, Chrome profiles are the smart, simple choice. No need to overcomplicate things. But if you find yourself nodding along to any of these points, that's a pretty strong signal that you've outgrown the basic solution. If you're managing a growing list of clients, if you have to collaborate securely, if you need to control your digital location for testing, or if you simply want the peace of mind that comes with keeping your device safe, these are the telltale signs that you're ready for a truly professional workflow.
So as we wrap up, it really all comes down to this one question. A convenient workflow is easy to set up, but a professional workflow is built to last. So take a hard look at your current setup and ask yourself, is it just convenient for now? Or is it secure, is it scalable, and is it truly ready to support your biggest ambitions? The answer to that question will tell you everything you need to know. Thanks for tuning in.